obviously this video was gonna come. After the video that I just posted, obviously this video is gonna come. My first time smoking weed. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. So, again, I was young, I was stupid, and I would never do it again. It's not for me. It's not for me. So, I wrote it the wrong way. So, I was maybe, 16, 17. I was in high school at this time. The only year I ever did. I was in high school at this time. And this was maybe like my second week in high school. Like I said in the video that I dropped out of high school, that I went to school. I went to high school with certain people that I already went to school with previous. So I already knew a couple of people, and I knew a couple of people around where I lived. So some of the people used to go to the same school. So there's this one kid, I'm not gonna name any names. This is one kid that had a pill bottle. I'm literally like a pill bottle. He always had it in his pocket, and he would just be like, yo, blue dream. Like, blue dream? Excuse me? The fuck is blue dream? So I'm like, yo, what you got there, bro? He'll be like, yo, come in. He opens it, he makes me smell it. I'm like, oh. That's blue dream. I'm like, yo, you can sell weed in school? I thought that was illegal. Like, I'm more concerned to him as a parent, like a parent than a friend. Like, your mom knows about this? Like, you good? You good? So whatever. That was a bad joke. So at this time, he was selling each baggie for $10. So I'm like, yo, bro. Like, I know him. I used to go to elementary school with him. So I'm like, yo. He had pretending like I used to smoke. I'm like, yo, slide me a baggie, bro. I'll give it to you after school. Like, I'm trying to be low key with it. And him knowing me, he's like, yo, here, bro. So he gives it to me in my hand. I put it in my pocket. My fucking ass was shaky all day. I'm like, bro, can I smell it? I smell it. I smell it. I'm sitting in class and I'm like, bro, I smell it. If I can smell it, everyone around me can smell it. I'm like, I'm going to jail, because this is the type of school that you would have to go through metal detectors. I guess that's what it's called, to see if you like bringing a gun or any type of knife. So I'm like, I'm gonna get arrested today. And the precinct was down a block. And then we were like, down a block is the precinct, and then down the other block was Fox 5 News. Anybody from New York, y'all know Fox 5. It's a news station, clearly. So I'm like, yo, slide me a baggie. So he's like, all right, cool, whatever. Lunch break, I go straight home. Didn't even see the kid afterwards. Didn't see him after school. I went straight home. I'm looking at it. I go to the bathroom, open up, like, this smells good. Like, I'm like, yo, what do you do with it? Because at this time, the only thing I used to see people, like, the only reason why I used to see people smoke was, back in the days, I used to live in another house. So back in the days, my room used to face pretty much like a yard that the landlord pretty much made as like a barbecue station, and we used to play like baseball with tennis balls and metal bats. So pretty much it was pretty cool there. So there used to be times where my brothers and his friends used to play baseball in the backyard. We used to call it the backyard. So I used to see one of the dudes, smoking something brown, and I'm like, okay. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I leave it in my dresser for like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I left it in my dresser for maybe like 2 months. Ain't nobody knew. I mean, no, this was the first time I left it in the dresser. The second time I left it in the dresser My mom actually found it, and I didn't fucking hear the end of it. My ass is still numb from that day, so just know. So I'm here, and then this one day, I'm like going through my dressers, and I'm like, oh shit, it's still in there. So what I did was, before one day I went to school, probably like the 5th time I went to school out of the whole year. Before school, I rip a loose leaf off. I sit in the staircase, and I'm pretty much like, so in the baggie, you know how you're supposed to take, well, for the weed enthusiasts that smoke weed, you know how you're supposed to break weed and take any stems out and make it really like whatever. Me, I just took the baggie and I just did like this with it. I just broke the shit out of it. So I'm like, I put it right in the middle. I take the loose leaf and I just crumpled it together. And I went like this. And I made a little airway, and then the weed is right in the middle, but then there's paper with ink on each side. So I'm like trying to smoke it. I'm here fucking coughing up a lung because I'm smoking ink. So I'm like, this is not it. Break the piece of the paper, and then I see the weed. So I'm like, alright, so I'm gonna light it right here, and then I'm gonna smoke it. I kid you not. I took maybe like 2 pulls, and then I threw it, and I stepped on it. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. So I'm walking to school, still good. Get on the train, I'm good. I'm good. I get into class. Everybody's like, yo, you smell like weed, bro. I'm like, yo, nah, let me get some lotion, bro. Let me get some lotion. So the lotion that I got was the worst lotion ever. It was like water-based, and when you put it, you're supposed to put like a little dot. And it's like a hand sanitizer with lotion at the same time. I don't know. I put a whole blob on my hand, and I went like that. And when I'm like this, trying to like, what the fuck? It's not going away. Automatically hit me. I was stuck doing this. I was told for like 20 minutes. Don't remember a thing. I just all of a sudden feel like everything that I'm doing is super delayed. I'm like, and then when I'm talking, I feel like I'll hear myself speak, and then after I'm done speaking, my mouth will move. So I'm like, oh, I'm high. I'm really high. Like I'm very, very, like I'm this high. I want to give it maybe like 30 minutes. And I'm just like, yo, why is it not wearing off? Because I was always told weed always wears off within like 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm in my first class of the day. And I'm like, why is it that I'm still high? Like, what's going on? I want to give it maybe 4 hours later. That's when it wore off. I'm like, oh my God. I was starving. I was broke. And school hasn't ended yet. So I'm like, never again. I still had cotton mouth. I still, just felt mad, like sleepy, hungry. I was just like, bro, this is not for me. I kept telling myself that. Then I smoked again. This time, I don't know if I should say this story, but I'm gonna say it anyways. So there's this girl I used to talk to, right? I used to mess with. We was never, a thing, but let's just say she was there when I needed her, type shit, Y'all know what I'm talking about. So this is one day I go over to her house. She's a very heavy smoker, so I go over to her house. We chilling, watching Family Guy, and she's like, "Do you mind if I smoke?" I'm like, and she said it just like that. I'm like, nah, go ahead, do what you gotta do. This is your house. I'm not gonna tell you no. She's like, do you want to smoke with me? I'm like, I don't think I should. But then she's like, here. So she gives it to me. Apparently, I took 5 pulls. And apparently, I took 5 big ass pulls. So a pool is, right? Apparently I did 5 of those. Didn't even remember. Oh man. As soon as I gave it to her, I laid back. The room hit me with the, what are you doing? Like, it just went boom. I'm like, oh wow. Oh. And she's on my left hand side, so I'm like, so when I look like that, the room did like, it was like 1 frame per second. It was like, oh, 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 oh. So every time I would look this way, once she was in my picture, she'll follow me slow motion. I'm like, whoa, buddy, what's going on? So this story happened midsummer. So I'm in her room, the AC's on, all of a sudden, chills all over my body. I was super cold. Like, I was super cold. I'm like, yo, can you turn off the AC? She turned it off, puts the heat on so that he could stay in the room so I could get warm. That did not do anything to me. I was just getting colder by the second. The clock was literally, I was laying down in the middle of the bed. The clock was literally on the wall, on the top. And I kid you not, I looked at the time, it said 10:30 p.m. I didn't know what was going on. I asked her for a cup of ice because I felt like, yo, I was gonna die today. So I asked her for a cup of ice. I'm eating the ice to see if the cold in my mouth could wake me up a little bit. It didn't. And then I'm all of a sudden watching Family Guy. I'm laying down like this. And then it wears off. I look at the clock. It says 4 in the fucking morning. What am I doing at 4 in the morning at your house? And you didn't even let me know. You didn't have the courtesy to be like, hey, you know, you maybe work tomorrow or you maybe go to school tomorrow. Do you want me to pay for an Uber or a taxi to go home? No, she was selfish enough to let me sit there and suffer. She thought this shit was funny. So I'm like, never again. Never again. So yeah, that's pretty much my stories. I mean, I have more stories about when I smoked weed. In total of my life, I've probably smoked maybe like 5 times. And all those 5 times, it was just the worst feeling ever. So I'm like, yeah, that is not for me. Like I said in my last video, don't feel like you need to smoke weed, smoke cigarettes, drink to be cool, bro. That shit is not cool. You don't need to feel no type of way in your system to have a good time. You being you should be the only thing that matters. Y'all know the slogan. Be humble, remain hungry, stay cozy.